Welcome back to the Herefordshire Gardener channel. In this video today I'm going to show you how I use these willow rings created earlier to make supports for my rose shrubs. To find out how to make these rings, please check out my earlier video. Here's a video of my Bathsheba David Austin rose taken in around about October last year. As you can see, Bathsheba is a short climbing rose, and I've used string tied to the post support and also peony stakes at the front to try and support this shrub. I find the whole process quite messy. Although these structures are hidden in the growing season by the foliage and flowers, I wanted something that I could fix to the post that looked nice and was more practical in terms of keeping the rose exactly where I wanted it to grow and also giving me something to be able to tie the rose into. And that's where my idea for these willow rings was born. Here's a picture of my Gabrielle Oak David Austin rose, planted in early 2023. This was put in long before the posts and the beds were properly dug out, and so I just used some temporary bamboo and string supports, which you can see have remained in place since that date. To make a start, I simply just removed these carefully and popped them to one side. To make a start, you'll need some 45mm wood screws and also some keyhole hanger brackets, which I just purchased off of Amazon. Both of these help to support the willow rings to the back of the posts and can simply be screwed through the willow rods as seen in the picture. An electric drill makes this a lot easier. And then what you want to do is, once you've got the bracket and screw placed inside the willow ring, take the willow ring and offer it up to the post. I normally measure 15cm from the bottom. Then just simply screw in using an electric drill, making sure that the willow ring is tight up against the back of the post. Moving to the sides of the post and about 10 to 15cm up, I place 2 screws on either side of the post and leave them sticking out by about 1 centimetre. Next, you'll want to take some gardening string about 2 meters in length and fold it back on itself so it's doubled up. Take this string and tie it around the sides of the willow ring on either side, as seen here. And then what you'll want to do is run that string back towards the screws that you've put into the side of the post, and this will help you tension the hoop or ring in the vertical direction. It'll allow you to level it as well on either side, and this just provides a little bit of extra support for the structure moving forward. Once you're happy with the final position of the willow ring, simply cut off any excess string. The ring's purpose is to resist the rose from flopping outwards, and so they're very strong in the outward direction. And although they're strong in the vertical direction, they're not really designed to be placing things on top of. I should note at this point that one of the good things about these willow rings is they can be made to whatever diameter it is that you need. They're quite easy to place over the roses, so new planted roses or pre-existing roses, and this is best done when you're pruning your roses, as it's easier to get the ring over the rose shrub itself. I space my willow rings about 30cm apart, and this is just personal preference. Just simply mark this using the tape measure and the pen on the post, and then you'll know where to pop the screw and the bracket for the next ring. Complete this step again for the third ring. You can add as many as you want, so if you've got a tall climber, for example, you could just keep going and you'll end up with something that looks a little bit like this. So in the space of just a few hours, I've managed to fix up 6 of the David Austin roses in the rose room, and I think that it's turned out rather quite nicely. I've now got a more permanent structure through which my roses can grow, and I can also tie my roses into these rings. This means I can tie some of the canes in at 45 degrees or more to encourage more flowering, for example. Here's my Mill On The Floss David Austin rose, which was planted in early 2023, and as you can see, I've managed to keep some of the longer canes and start to train them more horizontal, and the buds have started to break. along that entire length, which is exactly what I was hoping for. More buds will hopefully mean more flowers. Similarly, we've got Emily Bronto here, who's been sort of initially trained through some of the lower rings. My hope is that she'll reach higher and sort of make it out of the third ring as well. I anticipate that the willow rings won't be very visible in the height of the season, but the parts that will be visible will at least be beautiful to look at. And the companion plants, which are planted around the roses, will also fill the spaces in between. I hope you found this video useful. If you want to see how I made these willow rings, then please check out my earlier video on my YouTube channel at the Herefordshire Gardener. Please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel for more exciting updates. Thanks again for watching. Take care.